Sybelle Thomson is a fifth-generation auctioneer.
Are you OK back there, pal?
With 3 auction houses across Scotland. Her Edinburgh flagship, one near the borders in the rolling hills in Dumfries, and another on the west coast in Ayr.
At £150.
With her devoted team...
I'm holding £150.
Shiny pins.
You are so good, Caroline.
Son and heir to her auction house empire, Cameron.
I'll be a better driver.
Don't be rude about my driving.
And her beloved dog, Roscoe.
No, Roscoe!
She's on a mission to help customers clear their homes.
Oh, lots of items up here.
Of curios.
It is known as a darning toadstool. Remember my mother darning tights for me.
Heirlooms.
Tea was such an expensive commodity, and so every tea candy had a lock.
And once treasured collections.
Kevin Keegan. Now, he, I'm sure, had a perm in the 80s, a bit like me.
And make them a tidy little sum come auction day.
£350.
Holy moly.
That was worth the effort.
Sybelle's 3 auction houses have 72 sales a year, so they're constantly busy. She spends 8 hours a week travelling 400 miles between them, checking in. Today's the day to visit Ayr, run by her manager, Michael. A quick whistle-stop before continuing on to a house visit.
Have you got a job?
I'm off to see a lovely old chap called Francis, who's actually going to be 100.
Incredible.
And he wants to help his daughter and granddaughter out, and he wants to clear his house so they're not left with this worry. But anyway, Roscoe and I'd better hit the road. And...
OK, Roscoe.
Come on, Roscoe.
Go with your mum.
Hey, Roscoe.
On you go.
You're off to Lee again. The traffic doesn't seem too bad for a change.
Sybelle is bringing removals expert Caroline and valuer Scott on this job in Lee, over the border near Manchester.
This actually is Francis's own home, although he's about to be 100. He actually lives there on his own, which I think is amazing at that age. Wow, yeah.
Frank is celebrating his 100th birthday with a clear-out. Helping him is his daughter Gillian and granddaughter Michelle.
You all right, Grandad?
Oh, thank you, darling. That's wonderful.
Frank has collected a vast array of things over the last century, which have spilled out into the garage and outhouses. But now he's got a plan.
I really realise that if there's something that we could do now to help you now, at a point of time in your life when you could really do with that extra financial boost, well, why don't we do it now?
He kept on mentioning to me, you know, Gillian, we should be getting somebody in to have a look at this, and let's get it sorted while I'm still here, rather than leaving it to you to do when he's no longer with us. So I thought, OK, what ways are there? So I started making some inquiries.
I'm a bit worried. It might be a bit emotional today for Francis, but also his daughter, because I believe she was brought up in the house, but particularly Francis, because I think he's collected quite a lot with his late wife, Anne, and that's always really tough for people. How far away are you guys?
I think we're probably about 30 miles away.
Right, that's me just pulling up at the house, and I'll see you at the property. Here we are, Roscoe. Good morning.
Good morning, Sybelle. Nice to see you. Who's this?
So this is Roscoe, my 4-legged apprentice.
Oh, beautiful. Come on in.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, Dad.
Hello, nice to meet you. You've got a beautiful home here.
It's nice to have somebody like you coming along.
That is so kind of you. So this is Roscoe. Do you like dogs?
Oh, yeah.
Frank's aim today, aside from getting to know Roscoe, is for Sybelle to identify what's worth selling.
There's a time that a daughter and granddaughter and the partners can have the benefit of what is available now and not having to wait until I'm no longer here.
You are doing the most amazing thing, because it's so much nicer for her to be doing this as a family together, making these decisions.
Yeah.
Makes life worthwhile. and I appreciate that very much.
Would you like to show me around?
Yeah.
First stop, the garage.
So, lots of treasures in here, is there?
Yeah, it'd be good to know a little bit more about the barometer and the bedpan. And
Unfortunately, bedpans are very out of fashion.
I wonder why. Yeah, I understand that.
We might go back to using
You
them with the
never know,
price of
will you?
energy.
Actually, no.
Yes.
And then there's the lean-to.
We seem to have everything, nearly the kitchen sink, I suspect.
I suspect you'll probably even find the kitchen sink, to be perfectly honest with you. Dad was a blacksmith, and so we got quite a lot of his tools.
Frank was an art lover too, and after 100 years, there's a lot to sort through.
I recognise her straight away. This is actually a portrait of a princess. It's by a really well-known portrait painter, Gerald Kelly. If this was an original, we could be talking tens of thousands. But unfortunately, it's just a print.
Ah, is it still good though? What will help this print do well come auction day?
Important things to look for is it pencil signed? Signature there, Gerald Kelly, so that's a really good sign. It's a good quality one. And particularly what I actually like, it is published by Frost and Reed Limited. They're one of the oldest printmakers in the United Kingdom. We've had lots of these through our hands, and they vary in price from £40 to £90.
Great, one for the van. Perfect timing.
Here she comes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you two?
Fine, thanks.
Yeah.
There's tools for you, Caroline.
All right, I'll dig them out.
So I think we should head in and get the show on the road. Come on, guys.
While Caroline makes a start loading Frank's old tools and Scott has a dig around the garage, Sybelle checks out some of the stuff inside the house.
This is a brilliant collection of what we call Mason's ironstone china. And it was all decorated in Chinese influenced designs. A lot of this is the Mandalay pattern, which is beautiful.
Ironstone was a cheaper alternative to porcelain and was invented by potters in Staffordshire in the 19th century. It has no iron in it, they just called it that because it's tough.
It was produced up to about the 1990s, then sadly, like a lot of these things, the factory actually closed. And I personally think it's a brilliant collection. It could make £100 to £200.
Yeah, those can stay as well.
There's a lot to wade through. Not to worry though, Sybelle has called in the cavalry. Well, son Cameron. She asked if he could meet her here and help out today, and like the good son he is, he's obliged.
Hello, how are you?
Very well, how are you, dear?
Not too bad.
Did you have a good run up?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. So what are you looking at?
Why don't you tell me?
This is a long case clock. It's got a painted dial. It's got one of the moon dials. I don't know the proper term for it.
Do you think this face is original to the clock?
I'm going to say no because you've given me the question.
I suspect it was the original face, but it's probably been restored. Because if you were nearly 200 years old, do you think you'd look as bright and fresh as that?
No.
So this has got a rolling moon, which is a sign of real quality. And actually, it shows the state of the moon in amongst the lunar calendar. Actually, people planned their lives through this because they knew it was going to be full moon. If you're travelling in your carriage, great, because it's more light. They also say that actually highwaymen found it very useful because they only wanted to go out in the darkness to rob and hold up carriages. Have you any idea what it might fetch at auction?
I do not.
I'd put sort of £200 to £300 on it, mainly because the face has been restored and they are a bit out of fashion, long case clocks.
You dare trip me up.
With an upcoming sale at her Edinburgh Auction House in 2 weeks, Sybelle has decided to sell Frank's things there. The grandfather clock, like all of the items being taken from here today, has been part of Gillian's life for as long as she can remember.
You okay? How are you doing?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, as you know, it's a bit sad earlier on. Love you, darling.
Love you
Thank
too.
so much. Thank you. Yeah, it touched my heart an awful lot, and I got quite upset. And then I got reminded by my daughter that they were just material things, that it's the memories in the heart that matters. And she was really right with that.
And we're going to take the Wedgwood.
Dad, are you okay with this to go?
Oh, there was something.
Oh yes, they're worth selling, yes.
The converse of that is that I'm doing this with my dad. And my dad is making the decisions, and that helps an awful lot.
It's been a long day, and the team are finally ready to disperse.
Yeah, not sure you'll be home for tea time.
Drive safely.
I will do. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
drive
you.
safely.
See you later. Will do.
Bye.
Let's see what they've done in the garage.
Ooh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
Do you feel a little bit better now, a little bit less emotional now?
I think the fact that it's all gone.
Feel a bit like a weight's lifted.
Weight's lifted. A relief that it's all over.
It's been lovely to see the 3 generations here. I'm going to go and do my best. I'm going to give it the best shot, get it sorted out, and get on the rostrum and try and raise as much money as possible for them.
After the 200-mile drive up from Lee, the team finally arrives back in Edinburgh, where saleroom manager Gavin is waiting for them.
Here they come. They look a bit tired, actually.
All right.
The team came away from Frank's home with a very eclectic mix of knickknacks and curios.
Seen better days, but not an issue to get a new skin put on it.
Quality timber, right? Rosewood.
It's got some nice engravings on it.
This is nice, all picked out with
Yeah.
like stars and crescent moons and things. Nice
Rosewood net.
quality thing.
This banjo was once played by Frank's wife, Anne. Turns out it's a rare instrument made by Joe Daniels, a well-known 19th century inventor, composer and professor of music. The great thing about working at an auction house is every day can be a school day.
It's got 3 holes. 3 holes. Mean.
It's a clock.
Timepiece. 1 hole. Striking clock. 2 holes. 3 holes. Chiming clock. Now. Fancy gongs. Look. Those 5 gongs will play that Westminster chime.
And they'll strike every quarter and half.
3 holes needed to do that.
Over the next few days, all 42 lots will be assessed and photographed. Then a week before the auction, uploaded for potential customers to view, including Frank's snazzy patio chairs,
There's a coffee for you, since you're looking so relaxed.
which Sybelle is getting a good feel for.
Well, that's very kind of you. So did you catalogue these?
I did, yes. It's Bavy stock. I think they're probably 60s, 70s.
What kind of estimate did you put on them?
I went in quite low, 15 to 25. I'm going to say it's to attract the buyers.
I think they'll eat that. I will be very surprised if they don't.
Gillian and Michelle have come all the way to Edinburgh to see Frank's things go under Sybelle's gavel.
And Dad's clock. Oh, yeah.
Oh my.
Oh,
Look at these. Look. This is Granddad's tool. When he was a blacksmith.
These what
In
he
the
actually
forge.
used?
Yeah, in the forge. Absolutely.
You know, I'm hoping there'll be a few highlights. There's been a lot of interest in a banjo that they would have just discarded because it's badly damaged. But quietly confident it might bring it back. Hi. Hi, how are you two? And how was the 100th birthday party?
Absolutely. Amazing, wasn't it? Dad was completely exhausted at the end of it,
Not
as you'd
surprised.
imagine. Good to see the smile on his face.
Oh,
And
that's lovely. So I'm going to let you take your seats and I'm going to get up on the rostrum and get going.
we'll be watching you.
Good. Great. Well, all the best for the auction.
Thanks a
you.
lot.
The auction room is filling up. Scott and Ross settle in for a shift monitoring those internet bids, while David limbers up for portering duty. As Gillian and Michelle take their seats, Sybelle gathers up a lifetime of experience as an auctioneer. And she's off for another day with the gavel.
Now we're on to this lovely collection that's come all the way across the border from Lee, and they've brought with them a most beautiful sunny day, haven't you?
Of course.
Come again if you bring weather like this to us up here.
First up, a lot of 30 of Frank's own handmade blacksmith tools.
Who would like to start me at £20, 20, £10? Whoa, I'm at 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. Is anyone else going on at 55? They'll go on for another 100 years, these tools, I'm sure, at 55.
I'm really happy with that.
It's a great start, but can the Mason's Ironstone keep up the momentum?
A large collection, but lovely pieces. The trefoil dishes, the temple jar and cover. These shouldn't be missed. This is a lovely mixed lot. And I'm going to start straight in at £10 again. 10 bid, 12, 15, 18, 20, 2, 5, 8, 30, 2, 32, 35, 38, 40. Do you not want in, sir? At 40, there's lots of it, you know, it's beautiful at 40. You'll go home and regret it at 40. Anyone else going on at £40?
The Mason's Ironstone starts well, and there's more where that came from.
The bid's in the room at 28, at 20, 50, 50.
Making £138 for all the chinaware.
He'll be happy about
Fabulous.
OK, not bad. Now, how will the signed print of Sir Gerald Kelly's Portrait of a Princess do?
Lovely, this. So contemplative. I've lots of interest in it, and I'm going to start straight in at bottom estimate at £40. And who's going on at 40? 40 bid. 45, 50, 5, 60, 5, 70, 70. Bid up online at 70. You're all
That's
out
really
in the room
good.
as
I'm so
well.
excited about
70.
this.
Anyone else going on at £70?
Oh, bless. So we got more than what we was expecting for that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Over the next half hour, Sybelle's gavel sees off another 35 of Frank's lots, including a wrought iron lantern, the chiming clock, and 2 iron gate panels. Now it's the turn of those 1960s patio chairs.
I think nobody who is a camper van should be without them. And they are so comfortable, aren't they, madam? They really are. They're brilliant. And as I've been wittering on, we're at 10, 12, 15, 18, 20, 2, 5, 8, 30, 2, 5. I loved these the moment I saw them in your garage. At 50, 50, 5, 60, 60. Don't miss them, anybody, at 60. 5, you'll wait a long time. 70. Anyone else? And I'm going to sell them at 70, 5, 75, 80, 80. Where else have you seen 3 beautiful coloured garden chairs at 80? Making more than a set of Victorian mahogany ones, 85, 90, 90. Keep going at 90. I'm going to sell them at 90, at £90.
And the retro chairs rocket through their estimate.
I'm happy with that.
And now the long case clock, which had pride of place in Frank's house.
Oh, grandfather clock.
It left quite a big hole in the hall, I think. But I have a bit of interest in it, and I'm going to start straight off in 2 identical bids of £100. Going online, we're at 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170.
It's a tug of war between 2 internet bidders.
200, £200. Anyone in the room want in at 200, 220? Anyone
really
else
wanna see this
at
go.
220, at 220, at £220.
This clock, that's been in the family for 150 years, gets a new owner.
Wow, there you go.
Last but not least, the old banjo.
Unfortunately, it's not in lovely condition, but it's super and really rare, and I'm going to start straight in at 60 bid. 65, 70, 5, 80, 5, 90, 5, 100, 110, 120, 130, 130. You're out on the internet at 130, 140, 150. Because of the damage, it was heading to be disposed of at 150. Selling on the internet. Nobody else wants to give us a tune on it at 150. Any advance on 150 at £150.
It's a sensational result.
Wow.
The auction is over, and more than 40 of Frank's cherished family heirlooms have been sold.
Come here. Oh. just emotional, aren't you?
It's gone. That's it. End off.
I miss you.
But there's light at the end of every tunnel. And in the auction house garden, Sybelle has totalled up how much money Frank has made.
Hello again.
Okay.
So, how are you feeling now?
I didn't think it was going to have such an impact, but just as we walked out,
reality sets in on the way out, and you think, I'm not going to see these again.
Yeah.
And how do you think Francis will feel when you phone him and say it's all gone?
I think he'll be happy.
I think he will be.
Well, you're taking home £1,047 after expenses.
Wow. That is amazing. It's just amazing how lots of little things can build up and do that.
Well, it's been a real pleasure meeting you both.
And you.
And please give Francis my best.
Oh, I certainly will do.
Because I really enjoyed meeting him.
A lot of relief.
A lot of relief. And we'll be able to tell Grandad that all of his belongings have gone to good homes and he's made a bit of money as well.
I think the thing that surprised all of us, me included, was the garden chairs at £90. I think they're going to go home happy. And I just hope that when Francis gets the total, that he's happy. But, you know, there were a lot of things we did have to work really hard for them. But that's what we're here for, to do a good job for them.
It's collection day, and heavy lifter John is preparing to shift 3 old clocks that are about to go to their new home.
I'm just sorting some stuff out here for some customers to do a pickup.
Oh, good, the purchase of the 3 clocks is coming today.
Yeah,
You'll be glad to see the back of them.
Especially the big stuff.
You're going to have a busy day then.
Very busy.
Good, that's what I like to hear.
Are you out today? You staying in?
I'm off to Northumberland today.
Over on the East Coast?
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice over there.
All right, Roscoe, we're off again.
No problem, enjoy your drive.
Sybelle is taking the scenic route along the East Lothian coast to Toxton in Northumberland, where bachelor Kevin Garside is preparing for a huge change in his life.
Has he been fed?
No, I haven't done it. You're going to sit down. You ready? There you go. Good lad.
Kevin's fiancée Amanda is about to move in, but his house is full of collectibles, bordering on the eccentric. At the moment, there's barely enough room for Amanda's toothbrush, let alone even more luggage.
We met 3 years ago, online.
We're now at the point of our relationship where we'd like to take it further forward. Amanda has her house in Gisborough, I have my house in Northumberland, and we're going to merge the 2 houses into one by Amanda moving up here and getting rid of some of my desirable stuff.
Getting married next year, new start for both of us.
And it'll be a new start.
Sybelle is going to have her work cut out on this one. An harmonious household is at stake here, so Sybelle and her team, removals expert Caroline, and musical instrument specialist Scott are responding to Kevin's SOS.
One of the reasons I thought you should come along, Scott, because he seems to be really into his music.
Yeah.
I think he mentioned there might be a double bass. And actually, I think he might even have recorded some songs.
Well, it sounds like it could be quite an interesting job.
I think so, and I think he particularly is going to be a really interesting character.
When a sofa and a motorbike share the same room, you know it's the home of a single man. Kevin's fads and impulse buys have gone unchecked for 12 years.
I love getting a bargain.
Kevin's definitely got the collecting bug and can hardly go anywhere to, whether it be an antique shop, a charity shop, car boot sales, without having a good look through. And I don't think he ever comes away without purchasing something. So I'll have to keep him in check.
Kevin's hobbies include scuba diving, fishing, music and flag collecting. Oh, and the spare bedroom houses his miniature militia.
From my point of view, a lot of it is dust collectors, etc. And I want it so that it's not my stuff just fitting in amongst everything. It's got to be a rightful place, not a slot somewhere.
Yeah, I can't be a confirmed bachelor all my life.
Sybelle and Roscoe have arrived ahead of Caroline and Scott to check out the lay of the land.
Good morning. You must be Sybelle.
Yes, lovely to meet you.
And you.
Good. Can I introduce you to Roscoe, my 4-legged apprentice?
Hello, Roscoe. And here's my young apprentice, Monty.
He's gorgeous. It's right if Roscoe comes in.
All dogs are welcome in my house.
Perfect. sit down, good boy. Sit.
Can I introduce you to my fiancée, Amanda?
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
When's the happy day?
September next year,
Oh.
and that's why we're getting rid of all the stuff.
Fabulous. So what exactly are you thinking of selling and how can we help you today?
I've got all sorts that we need to get through that we'd like you to have a look at, take away, and hopefully make us a good price so we can have a decent honeymoon.
Where are you hoping to go?
Out of Hebrides.
Oh, that's...
Starting at Oban and then working our way all the way up. We're taking the mini motor home, you know, but if you do us good, we might stop in a few hotels as well along the way.
You might appreciate that.
I want that.
So I can quite understand why you need to part with some things to let your future wife bring in her possessions.
It's not some things, Sybelle, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things.
Sounds great. So I think we should probably have a look round.
Most definitely.
While Roscoe gets acquainted with his new BFF in the garden, Sybelle gets a preview of what could be going to auction.
So what's to go in here?
Everything, the whole lot needs to go, other than the single bed. And then basically, we just close that door slightly a wee bit. A number of the contents are in here.
Those look interesting.
Right, they're 3 bombs from the Sherlock Holmes film, A Game of Shadows.
And have you any provenance with them?
Unfortunately, I haven't. If you watch the film and you look at Moriarty's bomb factory, you can see them. There's no doubt that's them, but there could be copies.
I never thought I'd be loading 3 bombs onto a van.
You know. So if you look through the windows here, you can see my flagpole, currently flying the Union Jack, and I have an array of flags. Now these are just the cheap polyester ones. What country do you think that's from then?
I haven't a clue.
Taiwan.
And what got you into flag collecting?
A flagpole. A number of years ago, I bought a 26-foot long flagpole, and I managed to transport it up the road, day one, on the top of my car. And this started my fascination with flags. The big one is this. You'll know this one.
The Stars and Stripes.
Yes, and I think it's 10 foot by 8 foot, something. It's massive. You could carry it, cover a car with it if you had an American car.
There's a fascinating history with flags. It wasn't really until the 17th century that flags really came to the forefront, because that was when we took to the high seas, and it became a requirement for all ships to fly a flag of their nationality. But flags are popular. There are collectors for them. They will sell, but individually, they're not going to sell for very much.
Kevin's only prepared to part with 30 or so flags from his collection of 184. That's not leaving much hangar space for Amanda. At last, the reinforcements have arrived.
You got here safely?
Yes.
You're not too late.
Not late.
So I'm waiting on you.
No, late. I'm never late.
I've been in having a look round. Really eclectic mix of stuff. There is some big stuff. There's a triple pine wardrobe, modern.
Don't tell me it's
upstairs.
great.
And do you want the other news? They just had the whole repainted.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Let's get in and get some work done.
Poor Scott and Caroline. Good luck with all that. Downstairs, Sybelle has stumbled across yet another assortment.
A collection like this is actually known as a collection of ribologists, because that is a collector of walking sticks. And there's some really fun ones in this collection. This is an Oriental one. This is a Chinese walking stick, inlaid with the mother of pearl and carved. And look at the dragon handle. I think this is quite unusual. This one pulls up, screws, and I can look through the lens. It's not a terribly old one, but it's fun. This is a military German stick. Now, there are a lot of copies of these because a lot of these items have been reproduced. It actually looks as if it's seen a bit of wear in its life. As long as it's a genuine one, you know, we'd expect it to fetch sort of 30, 50 pounds. This is a lovely mixed collection, and we'd probably expect it at auction to fetch 60 to 100 pounds.
Now the bulky bedroom set is in the van, it's time to check out another of Kevin's hobbies, music. It's been a while since he gigged with his double bass, but it's the size of a Christmas tree, and it's got to go.
This is the largest of the string instruments. It is an octave lower than a cello. In all my time at the auction house, almost 11 years, I've never seen one sold. So this will be a first.
This is my rockabilly double bass that I had made. It was originally started life as a white double bass. Then we had an artist paint the front and put a Union Jack on the back.
It has had a repair here, which will affect the value. By the sounds of it, the damage, it doesn't affect how it plays. I still think it could make 50 to 80 pounds.
I'll be sad to see it go, but I need the space.
The fact that he has 3 double basses, so one can go.
2 are going, actually.
Whoa, don't drop that. If music is not your thing, then toy soldiers might be. Kevin's Battle of Waterloo took 600 hours to construct while he was recovering from an illness. The bubble wrap is out, and bit by bit, the bachelor phase of Kevin's life is disappearing into boxes.
So how do you think it's going? They seem to be up and down the
They
stairs.
seem to be very busy, which obviously means they're clearing a lot of stuff out.
Yeah. Can you imagine though if you were having to go up and down?
Oh, I know, gosh, not only I'd have done my back in, I'd have probably lost 2 stone at least, and I know you kind of were attracting me for my looks.
A good day's work, guys. Drive safe. See you all. Bye.
Now the house is looking less like a man cave. Amanda is poised to put her stamp on things.
How do you feel, Amanda, that Kevin's actually got rid of 12 years of his life to make room for you? That must be a really great feeling, is it?
It's a lovely feeling, and I can't believe that we're suddenly at that point.
And we think this is the best way to have done it. Just one big swell swoop, and that's it.
And it must mean a lot to you that he's done it for you.
Oh, bless.
But I'm really glad we have been able to be of help to you.
Well, let's just see how many nights in a hotel we're going to get out of it. As in,
Our honeymoon.
how much we've on the honeymoon.
That's great, and really look forward to seeing you at the auction.
Good. Safe journey home.
After a 2-hour drive back up the east coast to Edinburgh, Caroline is met by valuer David, who's going to help her unload Kevin's collections.
So it's a mix of
Quite
stuff,
a mixture
is it?
stuff.
Right, OK.
He's needing a clear out.
Right, OK,
so
I get
his
you.
future wife can get her stuff in.
That yellow thing in the corner is an underwater scooter for scuba divers, apparently. Who knew?
This is quite interesting, isn't it? Probably do quite well in Scotland, because there's quite a lot of sort of scuba and diving places in Scotland. Loch Lomond and Loch Ness, where you maybe want to try and see the Loch Ness Monster, I suppose.
Well, they're talking about it the other day. They thought somebody had seen it again.
20, £30 maybe at auction.
Meanwhile, other lots are already being processed inside. Specialist valuer Scott and Sybelle are looking through Kevin's nautical bits.
Kevin was clearly interested in his nautical ephemera.
Yeah, I think they're interesting lots. He's got compasses, he's got binoculars, he's got an anchor, he's got a porthole mirror. Been a fascinating history with compasses. Originally developed by the Chinese, but it wasn't really till the 16th century the explorers started to develop compasses. Even today, with GPS and everything, all boats also have a compass.
Scott and I had to bring this down the stairs. There was quite a tight turn at the top. And Kevin kept saying, I've just had all my hall painted, so don't touch the walls.
Kevin's car collection is not what you'd expect from Dartmouth Pottery in Devon, which is better known for producing fish jugs and cosy teapots.
Have you seen many of these before?
No, I've not seen any of the cars. I would never associate Dartmouth pottery with cars. I do like them. They must be quite rare if I've never seen them.
They're fairly kitsch, aren't they? I think I'd look good in a red Porsche. I'm not sure Roscoe would get in a Porsche.
You never know.
So I'll stick to my Land Rover. What are you expecting them to fetch?
I've put them into 2s and 3s. estimated them quite low, 30 to 50, purely because there are some damages. I think that they'll eat that estimate.
Here's hoping, because that's the great thing about auction. You never know till the gavel comes down.
The happy couple have made the trip north to see it all happen.
I better not bid on anything because...
No, we've made the space now. I don't want it filling up. We've got that room sorted,
well,
right?
We'll see.
See what happens.
OK.
There we go.
Wow.
There's time for one final strum on Randy Rosie. He's still got it.
They bring back memories.
Well, yeah, that brings back... I've spent many hours gigging with that.
Morning.
Morning.
Have you had a good run up?
Yes, it was fantastic, thank you.
Good. So how does it feel to see your items all laid out?
Well, it's, you know, the end of an era, start of a new era.
An exciting new era.
Exciting.
Yeah, really exciting.
Really exciting era.
Well, you grab your seats. I'm going to go and get organised and get the auction underway, and we'll catch up with you later.
OK, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
It's almost time to find out if bidders will enjoy Kevin's collectibles as much as he has.
OK.
Well, here we go.
Cameron and Ross are ready to monitor online bids, and David is today's porter. Scott is on hand for any phone bids. There's just one thing needed to kick the auction off. There you go. Let the auction begin.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you today. You've travelled a long way to see this lovely collection of items to be sold.
First up, no need for car keys with this lot. Just a sturdy shelf and a feather duster.
Thought these were great. £20 for them. I've got 20 bid online. 22, 25, 28, 30, 2, 5. Do you want in on the telephone at 38? 40 against you both. 42, 45, 48, 50 online. You're out. Are you bidding again? 55.
No.
These are going to race away at 55. Anyone else going on? You're all out on the internet. It's a room bidder at £55. 60. 65. Room bidder at 65. You're out, Ross. Anyone else going on at 65?
The man in the room scoots off with these three.
No, I'm happy with that.
Good.
And the rest of the car collection gets snapped up too,
And they all race off home together.
making a total of £180.
Well, that's maybe a room for the night.
Yeah.
Now it's the turn of the underwater scooter.
And I've got 20 straight in online. You look a long time for another one of these. 22, 25. The internet's holding it at 25. 28 hidden in the corner at 28. So
It's
room
worth
bid
it.
at 28. 30 against you. Is that a bid, sir? 32. Don't miss it at 32. At £32.
That's a good price now.
Kevin's replica bombs are up next. Will they blow everyone away?
Oh, here we go.
Now, I believe these are from a Sherlock Holmes movie, 2011.
Game of Shadows.
Well, we hope we're going to have a big exploding bids on them today. And who would like to start me at £20 for them? 20, 22, 25, 28, 30.
Paid 200 quid for 4 of them.
You could turn them into drinks holders. I'm selling them on the book at 30. At £30. 32, just in time.
Oh.
You'll have a real arsenal soon. Anyone else going on? At £32.
So while the bombs fizzle,
There, someone's got a bargain there.
will the flags flutter at full mast? All 30 of them.
And straight off, I can start at 32, 5, 8, 42, 5, 8, 55, 65, 75, 80, 85, 90, 5, 100, 110, 120, 130. They go with the bombs, you know. 140. Any advance, I'm selling them on the internet at £140.
It's a stunning result for the flags. Now, time for Kevin's Waterloo diorama.
And I can start straight in at 20 bid, 30, 32, 35. It's an amazing replica, but I'm selling it on the internet. You're all out, away in the corner and in front at 35, 38, 40. They're battling it out on the internet at 40, at £40.
That's not bad.
The walking sticks are next, and the first has a spyglass attached.
Be real tough with this. 20, £10, 10, 12, 15, 18, 18, 20, 2, 5, 8, 30, 2, 5, 35. Right beside me at 35. It's with you, sir, at 35. I'm looking for somebody else at 35, 38, 40. Anyone else going on at £40?
The other 7 walking sticks swagger out of the auction house, making Kevin and Amanda an extra £112 in total.
Over the moon.
Now it's the turn of the Pine bedroom suite.
I can start at 100 bid, 110, 120.
And very quickly, bids escalate beyond £200.
200.
There, over 200, happy now.
220. Selling in the room on the book at 220. Lovely bedroom suite, 240. It's on the internet at 240 at £240.
A bargain for the buyer.
5126.
And after smashing out all of Kevin's nautical bits and pieces, it's time for Kevin's well-strung double bass, Randy Rosie. Will she pull on someone's heartstrings?
He might even sign it for you before you carry it out. I've got bids on this. I'm going to start straight in at 50 bid. 55, 60, 5, 70. Bids on the book at 70. Anyone else got 75? I'm out at 75. 80, 5, 90. Seated in the front at £90.
That's us done.
Come on.
Kevin has said goodbye to 57 lots from his former bachelor life. He's not sad. He's starting a new life with Amanda. But will Sybelle have made enough money for a night or two in a hotel for their honeymoon?
So how do you think it went?
It went well. Like all these things, 1 or 2 losses, quite a few gains.
So have you any idea how much you might be taking home today? How many hotel room nights?
I'd like to think that there's going to be 7 because it's a week's honeymoon.
Depends what holiday. I haven't got a clue.
You are going to be taking away £1,679.
Wow.
So my calculations, you can have spent at least £200
Yes.
a night.
Yeah.
So you're out your tent.
Yes. Good.
Anyone who spends a long time putting collections together does put one under quite a lot of pressure. So I'm really pleased that we got some good prices for Kevin today. And he's headed back across the border and seems to be happy.
It's more money than I thought we were going to be raising.
This is a really exciting next step for our adventure together. Hopefully we'll be able to look at when I'm going to get to be able to move in and start making our home together up in your house.
This is very true.